If you're anything like me and you just hate or really suck at counting calories, measuring, weighing, trying to figure out your macros to lose weight, and you feel like it's keeping you from getting the results that you so desperately want, then be sure to watch this video because I'm going to show you how to never have to count calories or macros again. Hi, I'm Genny Tonin, and I'm a holistic nutritionist. I'm the founder of the Midlife Metabolism Fix, and I'm on a journey to become the healthiest, happiest, and most fulfilled version of myself possible. And I'm so excited to have you along for the ride. On this channel, I'm going to be sharing with you what's working for me, what's not working for me, all of the adventures that I get up to, and my lessons along the way, as well as I'll be sharing all of the incredible results that my clients are getting. And I'm doing this because I want to be able to help inspire, educate, and empower you to become the healthiest, happiest, and most fulfilled version of yourself, whatever that looks like. So I've always struggled with trying to count calories. And I have been told by so many so-called experts that calories are king. It's all about the calories, and you got to be able to track and measure and weigh and know exactly how many calories you're eating day to day. And by eating in a caloric deficit, it's the only way to lose weight. And so I have been trying for years and years to accurately keep track of my calories. And for years and years, no matter how serious I've been at that particular time about my weight loss journey, about my health journey, I have struggled consistently with being able to track my calories. I am just simply not good at it. And it's not that I'm wishy-washy. It's not that I don't like data. It's not that I'm flaky or inconsistent or anything like that. But I don't know about you. When I'm making food, I got a lot going on in my mind. I'm figuring out what to make, figuring out how to prepare it. Usually I have my kids or my husband talking to me in the background. I have my dog begging for food. Probably there's somebody trying to text me or call me on my phone. There's a million things going on. Plus, all of the thoughts about what's going on in my day are racing around in my head. The last thing I'm going to remember to do is figure out how many calories are in something, especially when I'm making a homemade meal from scratch, which I do all the time. And macros aren't that much better. You have to stop, you have to weigh, you have to count, you have to measure, you have to calculate, you have to enter it all in your phone on some app that's oftentimes not very friendly. So if you're like me, it's just been a battle. And for a long time, I thought my difficulty with counting calories was leading to my struggles with weight loss. I'd mentally beat myself up for not being better at counting calories, and somehow I would blame my inability to count my calories or accurately measure my macros on my struggles with weight loss. And it wasn't until I started to learn about whole calorie myth and why that prevents people from having successful weight loss that I found some better ways to go about doing things. And I haven't had to try to count calorie or measure a macro in years now. And it has been freeing, and it has set me up for the greatest success in my health and weight loss journey to date. So I always struggled with counting calories. I have heard for years about the importance of counting calories, and you need to track and weigh and measure and keep track of things, be it calories or macros, if you're going to be successful in weight loss. And try as I might, I've always sucked at counting calories. I got a lot going on when I'm making food. I got kids and my husband and my dog all clamoring for my attention. My dog's trying to snap up anything that might fall on the ground. My phone going off. There's just a lot going on when I'm cooking. And to remember to weigh and measure and count and then track it all in my phone on some app, it doesn't happen. And for a long time, I thought that it was because of my inability to accurately count my calories to track my macros that I was struggling for weight loss. But as I dove into this issue, as I got more educated in health and nutrition and sustainable weight loss, I learned a lot of interesting things. And now I know that counting calories doesn't have to be a thing. So if you're struggling with counting your calories or keeping track of your macros, then stay tuned because I have some really easy, great solutions that'll help. But first of all, I want you to know that calorie counting is not the be all and end all when it comes to weight loss. Far from it. I do not teach my clients to count calories, and I don't count calories for myself either. Nor do I have them measure macros, and I don't do that for myself either. That being said, if it's working for you, then that's great. But there's a lot more to understand and consider when you're looking to sustainably lose weight and then keep it off for the long term. I'm not talking about crash diets and quick fixes here. I'm talking about long-term permanent weight loss solutions. So some of the things that calorie counting doesn't take into consideration are things like the thermogenic effect of food. I always struggle saying that. Basically, what this means is how much energy your body has to use to digest, process, and eventually excrete or poop out the excess food. As I struggled with trying to keep track of my calories and kept on having difficulty with it, I figured there's got to be an easier way. And I started looking into alternatives. And I found some really easy solutions that are so much easier, take up so much less of my time and my energy, and they're actually a lot more effective when it comes to figuring out how to eat the appropriate amounts of food so that you can lose weight. So strategy number one is to simply eat mostly whole, natural foods found in nature with minimal processing. What does this mean? Well, you're looking for the real food in the grocery store, and sometimes that can be tricky. But traditionally, this is the stuff that's found on the perimeter of your grocery store, the things that are fresh or frozen that have a short shelf life. So this is things like proteins. That can be eggs, any kind of meat, fish, seafood that you like. It is all of the fresh fruits and veggies as well as the frozen ones. This is the real cheeses. This is raw, unsalted nuts and seeds. The foods that are single ingredients, they don't have fancy packaging, they don't sit on a shelf for long periods of times. The things that will actually go bad if they're left too long. You want to eat these foods as much as possible. You want these types of foods to be the majority of your diet. The surprising thing that most people don't understand is that the cause of obesity typically is from consuming too many calories that don't have nutrition in them. We often hear the term empty calories. Most people that are significantly overweight are actually malnourished. They aren't getting enough nutrients. And one of the reasons why they're always hungry when they're struggling with appetite control while they're overweight is because their body is actually begging them for the nutrition that they so desperately need. So by eating these single ingredient, real, unprocessed foods as much as you can, you're giving your body the nutrition it needs, and it will stop crying for all of these high calorie, low nutrition food-like substances. And tied in with this, the things that you want to avoid most of the time, and no, I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm not asking you to be a saint, but most of the time you want to avoid the refined carbs. Refined carbs are things with sugars and starches and grains in them. They're in most of the packaged foods that you're going to find down all of the aisles, the chips, the crackers, the cookies, the bars, the spreads, the sauces, the dips, the dressings, the snacks. No matter what the label is telling you, if there's more than a few ingredients in there, it's really not very nutritious. And odds are that you're going to feel a lot more hungry and you're going to easily eat a lot more food if you're reaching for things like that, as opposed to something that's whole and similar to how you would find it in nature. So tip 2 is to simply fill up on protein first at every meal. I call this having a protein-focused diet. What this means is making sure that you're getting enough protein in each meal and prioritizing that before you eat the other foods in your meal. How much protein do you need? Well, that depends on a lot of things. As a general rule of thumb, I find that going for 1 gram of protein per ideal pound of body weight is a great starting place for almost all people. And while I'm not a fan of tracking calories or measuring macros, knowing how much protein that you're getting in your day can really turbocharge your weight loss efforts. But let's talk a little bit about why protein is so helpful. So first of all, protein helps you stay full for a really long time. So when you eat your meal, protein has to obviously be digested by your stomach like fats and like carbs, but protein takes a really long time to be digested by your stomach. So because of that, it takes a long time for your stomach to empty out the protein, which means basically you stay feeling full longer. If you, like me on my weight loss journey, have struggled with sweet cravings or wanting to snack after your meals, especially those evening snacks, that's a great indicator that you're not getting enough protein in your diet. When I start working with clients, one of the first things I do is take a look at how much protein they're getting. And almost all cases where people are struggling to drop excess weight involve them not eating enough protein. One easy way to know if you're getting enough protein or not is to simply see how you feel after your meals. Are you reaching for snacks? Are you rummaging through the fridge? Do you get sweet cravings shortly after you eat or like within a couple of hours of having a meal? Do you feel a lot of energy slumps mid-afternoon? Because those are all really great indicators that you're not getting enough protein. Protein is amazing in so many ways. So it keeps you feeling full longer, but it also helps you to stay energized. So if those mid-afternoon energy slumps are an issue for you, getting more protein into your meals consistently can absolutely transform that. In addition, protein is essential. What I mean by that is your body is able to make fat. Your body is able to make sugar, but your body cannot make protein. You need to get it from an external source. You need to get it through your diet. So you need to make sure you're eating enough protein, because when protein is broken down by your body, it becomes the amino acids, which are literally the building blocks for your entire body. This is what makes up your skin and your bones and your hair and your nails and your blood and your hormones and all of your working parts. Your organs and your glands and your tissues and your fluids are all made out of proteins. And getting adequate amounts of protein into your diet at each meal, not only does it help support all of your building blocks that become you, so help make you healthier, but it also makes you more energized and keeps you feeling full and satisfied longer. So when we're looking for weight loss strategies, getting enough protein is absolutely essential and can really turbocharge your results. So tip number 3 is to make it a rule to only drink 0-calorie beverages. When I'm talking about 0-calorie beverages, I'm talking about things like water, any kind of tea or coffee. When you drink beverages that have calories in them, and this can be anything from soda pops to juices to alcoholic drinks, and I mean, there's whole aisles dedicated to beverages in the grocery store, right? There's thousands of options if you go looking. There's a lot of issues with calorie containing drinks. So one thing is that they don't keep you full. It's so easy to drink a ton of something with calories because there's no fiber, there's no fat, there's no protein that's keeping you full. So these beverages, while they may taste good for a moment, aren't giving your body any nutrition. You're not going to feel satisfied. Your body isn't registering all of the calories that are coming in, and you're still going to feel hungry. In fact, there are studies that indicate that even some low-calorie beverages or zero-calorie artificially sweetened beverages increase appetite. So in some cases, they're actually causing you to want to eat more. In addition to that, when you drink something that contains a sweetener, a sugar of some kind, be it a fruit juice, honey sweetened, artificially sweetened, sugar sweetened, or whatever, your blood sugar rises really quickly, again, because there's not the fats, the fiber, or the protein to slow that rise. And then it will have a subsequent crash. When this happens, your energy is going to tank as well. In addition to that, with that blood glucose rise, you're going to have a rise in insulin. A rise in insulin at the most simple level means that you go into fat storing mode. So your body is no longer trying to burn fat and utilize your body's existing fat stores, but instead it's trying to take all of the calories that are coming in and put them away, save them for a rainy day, which is really what excess body fat storage on our body is doing. When you have zero-calorie beverages, things like the teas or coffees, they actually can help with fat burning, give you energy, create alertness, so they can actually be beneficial, and they do not give you a rise in glucose and in insulin, so they keep you in fat burning mode. Additionally, water has been shown to have a thermogenic effect if you're drinking a lot of it. So that means that your body working to process that water and then excrete it out as pee can actually help you use up some energy. So by eliminating caloric beverages and only drinking non-caloric beverages, like I've talked about, it is such an easy way to help support healthy blood sugar, healthy insulin, get rid of all kinds of unnecessary calories that aren't nourishing or satisfying your body. And again, it can make a giant difference in your ability to lose weight and to support a healthy, strong, fast metabolism. So these are just some of the tips that I have used for myself and I've taught my clients to make weight loss simple and effective and lasting. Learning and understanding strategies like the ones I've taught you today that are simple to apply and don't take a lot of effort has made the difference for me in my own personal weight loss and health journey. And it's allowed me to stay consistent and apply these techniques, these strategies long term. And that's made my weight loss sustainable. So I was able to get off that all or nothing crash diet, yo-yo diet, starting, stopping, mentally beating myself up, hamster wheel of weight loss that so many of us struggle with for years. So if you like this content, if this is helpful for you, if you want to learn more easy, effective, and actionable ways to drop excess weight in your busy life that don't require you having to devote hours a day, then be sure to subscribe to this channel, give me a like, and let me know in the comments what's helped you or what you're struggling with, because this channel is brand new and I am custom creating this content based on what I have found most helpful for me along my journey and what's working for my clients. But I want to hear from you. I want to know how I can best help and serve you, because I know that this journey can be challenging when you're going it alone. And I want you to have real resources that give you that change that you are so ready to experience. So like I said, please let me know in the comments what you're struggling with and what ways I can help. And I will be sure to make a video soon that addresses it.